Emotion comes first, or emotions come first, or knowledge or wisdom. If the wisdom comes first, you have 100% control over emotion because that knowledge guides your emotion in a right manner for a right person in a right situation and location. That is the beauty of our enlightened masters. When you say the Buddha is full of compassion, wisdom first, deeper inside, and that wisdom reveals the emotion, and that becomes the compassion. But if the emotion comes first, basically, it is habitual, it is impulsive. Can you plan to be angry? Emotion of anger? Can you plan to be angry tomorrow at 10 a.m.? Answer is big no. You cannot plan. Why? Because that anger, that hesitation, and these negative emotions just manifest out of nothing, and the intellect, where the knowledge is, it gets it gets a big surprise. What happened? I should not have been angry or agitated. I like to answer your question with pragmatically. Pragmatically, why? So that it should enter into your head and you are forced to think so that you can embrace your positive emotions guided by the wisdom for a spiritual growth. We have many understanding, from developmental perspective, emotion appears to come first. Infant, why? You see the infants experience and express the basic emotions of joy, distress, and interest by crying, from the birth, long before they develop language. Eastern wisdom says that is a helper at the time of the birth. But we are given an intellect to understand these basic emotions and regulate them. And it is not present in the animals. I've been giving always a simple example. Hunger also has an emotional element. So the tiger jumps onto the tree, which is full of mango fruits, but tiger is not at all concerned about the mangoes. He jumps onto the tree watching where is the prey. Prey is for what? Food. Food is for what? Hunger. But the human being, we possess an intellect. We can regulate those emotions. So don't say from the developmental perspective. Better say that in the beginning for survival. Nature offered us those emotions, and we feel as if the emotion comes first. It is not always true. Yes, even you can say from a neurological perspective, emotion emotions are processed often occurs faster than cognitive processing. What it means? All my emotions are processed very fast or faster than I know them. People say, I'm sorry, my anger took place, it happened, as if I'm not responsible for it. It is true for the animals, it is not true for the human being who possesses the intellect. How dare your emotions are expressed in the form of an anger, hesitation, and other stuff without being screened by the intellect which possesses the knowledge, which knows that this emotion is not good, neither to you nor to the other. So the Eastern wisdom looks rationally each and every aspect, and then it says, yes, we can take over the emotions. In a very, there is also an evolutionary perspective of these emotions, which says that the knowledge occurs first and then the emotion. Knowledge occurs first and then the emotions. As we have become mature, mature means mental maturity is there. Mental maturity means the intellect is guiding all my thought, speech, and action. Now, the same intellect has a thought that I hate you, and you appear in front of me. That very thought triggers the emotion of a hatred, and along with the hatred, anger, reaction, hesitation, our me's are already ready to be expressed. Am I right? If I'm right, then say yes. If I'm not right, then try it out. So that very thought associated with the emotions of the mind means I left the mental, I continue to be immature mentally. There is a mental immaturity. That is why the thought of the hatred gets associated with with hatred, emotion of a hatred. Now ask the intellect, is hatred good? Is hatred fair? Now what I have to do, with the hatred, it, can it help me to evolve? Answer is no. It cannot help me to evolve. It cannot help me to rise in a new level of awareness. Leave aside that it is the spiritual growth. Do you see that? So one is the knowledge and other is the emotion. Emotions, unconscious, habitual, impulsive. One part. I can witness it, I can observe by the intellect. That is what the Eastern wisdom is. The Eastern wisdom says, understand it clearly. And when you understand, you have a cognitive ability. When you have when you have understood clearly, there is no question of negative emotions. Then what happens? That these emotions are transmuted, sublimated. They become the natural emotions of peace and happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. So Eastern wisdom has a very cautious, clear, pragmatic approach. When the science says the emotions are automatic, physiological and psychological responses to a stimuli, it doesn't fit our daily experiences. How? You have an immature mind. There is no mental maturity. You have only learned to brag and increase your ego by reacting to someone. That is a sense of emotional immaturity. Then you can define that emotions are automatic, physiological. How come? Because you come in front of me. So there is an automatic physiological and psychological response to to the stimuli. You are the stimuli too. But if there is a mental maturity, how come the knowledge is there, and that knowledge instantly